Well, we know Superman Legacy is going to be big for DC Studios, and that James Gunn will indeed write and direct that. But recently, we've got some pretty interesting reports that indicate the next two projects, Brave and the Bold and The Authority, have also found their directors, and I have to say, if these turn out to be true, well, they are massive wins. The DCU is setting up to be something beyond great. Well, here recently, many aspects of the new DCU from DC Studios are starting to take shape. We got a full casting report for Creature Commando, we found out that Superman Legacy will indeed be directed by James Gunn, and of course we got the other stuff like that Penguin trailer and Joker Folie à Deux just finished filming, so there's a lot of stuff on the horizon. Now, the two biggest upcoming movie projects are probably The Authority and Batman, the Brave and the Bold. But we really haven't been getting a lot of news on these two projects, and we all know James Gunn likes to debunk these reports, and this is one that hasn't been crushed yet. Now, before we dive into the report, I want to be fully transparent. This is coming via a verified report on DCEU Leak over on Reddit. We really do like to double red flag the stuff coming from Reddit, but honestly, the few times they have marked verified on some of these reports, they have turned out to be true, and both of these directors would match up with the prospective projects pretty darn perfectly, and they all have a history with Warner Brothers Discovery. Now, what we are hearing, and again, we're taking this with a pinch of salt, but that X-Men First Class and Kingsman the Secret Service director Matthew Vaughn is going to bring The Authority to life. Honestly, if you're a fan of Matthew Vaughn and his other projects, you know this is a perfect fit for the director. And also, if you know his history, you know he has a pretty close relationship with Mark Millar, who worked on The Authority firsthand. This is one of those reports, I have to say, sounds so good, it could be too good to be true. But we know Vaughn has been trying to find ways to work with DC for a while, he was in talks for Superman for a while, and I am sure James Gunn is already looking for the directors for both of these projects. He's such an obviously good fit, well, Gunn has to recognize that too, and I think that's exactly where he went here. Now, as for The Brave and the Bold, we know this is going to be completely unconnected to Matt Reeves' Batman series, and will likely focus on Bruce Wayne and Damian Wayne, probably in the early days of their relationship. Now, there were rumors going around that Ben Affleck could possibly take the helm and direct this project, even though James Gunn never suggested that could happen, and that they had just had talks about other things. Since then, Affleck has said a couple things that make it pretty darn clear he doesn't want any parts of the current DC studio plans, and seemed very unlikely to work on anything comic book related ever again. Now, in that same report, we found out that The Flash director, Andy Muschietti, is going to extend his time with Warner Brothers Discovery and DC and take on The Brave and the Bold. We have heard nothing but good things about his work on The Flash. James Gunn even called it the best superhero movie he had ever seen. So ever since he made that statement, I've completely wondered if he was going to grab Muschietti for one of his upcoming projects, and it sounds like that Batman experience he got on The Flash, well, Gunn's going to take advantage of it and put him on this. Now, obviously I haven't seen The Flash yet, but I did enjoy Muschietti's other movies. The It pairing are fun movies, and he really is a great director. If half of what we're hearing about Muschietti's Flash is true, I think we might be seeing the dawn of a guy who's going to be referred to as one of the great directors of the era. And putting him on a Batman project, or hopefully a series of Batman projects, would be such a massive win for Gunn and Warner Bros. Discovery. I am really hoping this is true. Now, once again, remember, these came from Reddit, and although they're marked verified, we have no idea who's verifying this information. The key thing to remember though is, these have been floating around for a couple days, and James Gunn has not chimed in and debunked them. He really often does not hesitate to debunk false rumors, and since he's probably seen these reports and hasn't said anything, it only makes me feel better. Both directors are the perfect match for the DCU and what James Gunn is trying to do. Hopefully DC gives us some official confirmation sometime soon, but until then, we're just gonna have to wait and see.